All right, good Wednesday evening, everyone. It is the April 19th. I'm recording this at about 8:20 in the evening. We have some tornado watches up for central parts of Oklahoma, far northern parts of Texas, up towards Tulsa as well. So this is including Oklahoma City. I know there's been some few tornadoes that have been spotted in the past 5 to 10 minutes across parts of central Oklahoma as well. And then up here towards northeastern Kansas through northwestern parts of Missouri, eastern parts of Nebraska, up to southwestern quarter of Iowa. You have tornado watches out as of right now. Alrighty, this is the severe risk the rest of tonight into tomorrow morning. We're expecting multiple rounds of scattered severe thunderstorms is expected tonight across the mid-Missouri Valley into the southern plains. Very large hail is likely, probably up to softball size is possible. And significant severe wind gusts as well possible. Probably 70 to possibly 75 to 80 miles per hour is possible, along with some tornadoes in this general area. Like I said, we've already seen a few tornadoes down here in Oklahoma. I'm not seeing many reports out of Iowa or Nebraska or Kansas yet. So stay weather aware up in those areas as we go into tonight. Like I said, we're going to be dealing with some multiple rounds of severe weather this evening. So here's a tornado risk, about a 5% hatched or 5% area basically for central Oklahoma, another 5% chance of seeing a 25 or seeing a tornado within 25-mile radius of any given point. Basically for southwest parts of Iowa, southeastern parts of Nebraska, into northwestern or northeastern parts of Kansas. Wind risk, we got a significant wind risk. Like I said, gusting past hurricane force. We're talking just northwest of Kansas City, most of northern northeastern half or so of Kansas, southeastern Nebraska, and southwest parts of Iowa. And then here's a significant hail risk. Like I said, we are expecting up to 3-inch diameter hail. Talking probably softball size, up to softball size across central Oklahoma, far northern parts of Texas, central to northeastern Kansas, southeastern Nebraska, into western parts of Iowa for tonight into early tomorrow morning. All right, as we go into tomorrow, which is Thursday, we're expecting a slight risk from basically St. Louis all the way down towards Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Fort Worth, St. Louis, Missouri. Like I said, down through south central and southeastern parts of Missouri. We're talking West Plains down to Mountain Home, Little Rock, Jonesboro, down to Conway, Hot Springs, over to Mena, Shreveport, Louisiana. Like I said, all the way down to Austin, Texas. Slight risk of severe weather down through here. Okay, so we're talking about widely scattered severe thunderstorms tomorrow, capable of hail, very large hail, and severe wind gusts of 70 to 75 plus miles per hour is possible from parts of mid-Mississippi Valley southwestward into Arklatex and central Texas Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. All right, let's take a look at the tornado risk. Like I said, this is the latest update. Still going to have a morning update, so we'll see if they up the tornado risk at all for tomorrow. But we got like I said, 2% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of any given point, basically through Texas, western Arkansas, and through southeastern parts of Missouri, and then another area up here in central Illinois, basically from St. Louis, Springfield, to Peoria, to Chicago. Up towards Rockford, Milwaukee, all have a risk for tornadoes tomorrow. Here's the wind risk, a little bit greater. Like I said, we're talking gusts probably 60, 70, 75 plus miles an hour across parts of Texas here. We're talking Austin, Waco, Dallas, up to Little Rock, up to Jonesboro, and then up to St. Louis for this wind risk. And then we're going to have a significant hail risk of exceeding 2 inches in diameter. We're talking 2 inches in diameter as hen eggs. Then we go up to about baseball size tennis balls to baseball size hail after that. But probably we might see hail up to softballs again tomorrow across Dallas, Fort Worth area, Waco, Austin. This is the prime area for some significant severe weather for tomorrow in regards to hail. There is a hail risk all the way up to St. Louis through north central Arkansas, south central Missouri, all the way down towards Fort Smith, Amina, Arkansas, and then down here to northeastern parts of Texas. All right, then we go into Friday. We got a slight risk down here towards Houston, Texas, over towards Beaumont, College Station, Sugarland, Texas, over towards Alexandria, Louisiana, basically along the Gulf Coast of Texas here. Slight risk of severe weather for your Friday for this neck of the woods. Talking thunderstorms associated with some wind damage is possible. Like I said, 60, 70 mile per hour straight line winds is possible. Significant hail as well, probably up to maybe some at least golf balls, maybe some baseballs out there. Size hail will be possible on Friday across parts of the middle and upper Texas coast and into western Louisiana. All right. So, and then there will be an outside risk of a tornado as well. All right, let's get into the national view here. You can see where the tornado watches are up across central Oklahoma up through Iowa here. Red flag warnings across basically the drought areas of western Texas, which is not getting any better out that way. Parts of most of New Mexico, eastern parts of Colorado, and then parts of Kentucky up through Ohio do not be burning. The winds are going to be very bad, probably 35 to 45, maybe even higher out here towards New Mexico and western Texas. And the humidity levels are very low, especially up here towards Ohio and Kentucky, and out here towards western Texas. Any fire that gets going will spread very rapidly, and we do not want that at all. Okay. And then you can see up here towards the northern plains here, we have winter storm watches, winter weather advisories. We've got a blizzard warning up here towards northeastern parts of Montana. That's just a precursor of what may be coming as a big cold shot is coming later this weekend. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But let's go over future radar over the next few days, see what kind of severe storms are going to be coming and to what area, and the timing as well. All right, here's the latest HRRR, and you can see here's the timestamp up here. So this was at 8 o'clock. So let's just go to 9 o'clock. Storms are going towards northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Scattered severe storms up here in Iowa, parts of southeastern Nebraska into Kansas. Some snow back here in Montana, and possibly Colorado here. Then as we get to 10, 11 o'clock tonight, seems like this rogue supercell down here in Oklahoma is basically hugging the I-44 corridor, going up through Tulsa here. So we need to watch for that. And that thing gets up towards southwestern Missouri as we get towards 1 o'clock in the morning, kind of fizzles out. And we have more storms developing up here in Iowa and parts of Kansas and Nebraska. All right, as we go forward, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4, 5. We get a big line of storms basically riding back into Iowa through parts of Kansas as well. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, big line of storms rolling through Iowa as we go in the early morning. Look at all this snow shoving back here into South Dakota, into parts of Nebraska. Back up here into Minnesota as well. Then we get some storms starting to develop about 1 o'clock down here in southern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas, and towards eastern parts of Oklahoma. Scattered showers and a few storms down here in Texas. This is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And you can see how fast they're basically exploding. where this line's basically exploding up here in Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and parts of eastern parts of Oklahoma. As we get to 2 o'clock, what a difference between basically an hour between 1 and 2 o'clock tomorrow for this line of storms to start developing. Now, as we get to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, said broken line of storms here through Missouri, Arkansas. A few supercells are trying to develop out here towards western Arkansas, and then broken line of possibly severe storms. Like I said, big hail possible with some of these storms, especially down here in Texas. And then by 5 o'clock, big line of storms coming through, and then as we get through central Arkansas, back through right around Dallas, more storm development, and then this thing just blows up as we go into the overnight as this low-level jet kicks in. A lot of rain going to happen out here through eastern parts of Texas, in through Arkansas, as we go throughout the night and into early Friday morning. And this is going to be a nasty line of storms that comes in late Thursday night into Friday across parts of Texas. Look, you can see where it's bowing out here even. So very damaging straight line winds, probably 70, 80 miles an hour is possible with some of these storms in Texas tomorrow as well. And like I said, we're going to have severe weather all the way up through Missouri. And then this line of storms is going to barrel down through parts of southern Texas, in through Louisiana, as we go in through the morning hours as well on Friday. All right, so here's basically rainfall from late Thursday night through late Friday night, and we're talking probably a good 2 to 4 inches over here towards central Arkansas through northeastern Arkansas. Some pockets of heavier rain of 1 to 3 inches, maybe even higher amounts across eastern Texas and through Louisiana as well. This is just for Thursday night, basically through Friday across this area. Then we take a peek at precipitation for the next week. We're talking probably a 3 to 6 inch. 3 to 6 inches is possible, basically from Boot Hill, Missouri, all the way through Arkansas and parts of northern parts of Louisiana here. General 3 to 6 inches is possible over the next week across this area. Outside of that, get towards central Oklahoma, down through central Texas, probably 1 to 2 inch amounts. And then as you get east, basically a 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches, all the way out towards the East Coast as we get towards basically for the next 7 days. So a cooler pattern coming up, a lot more unsettled as well. So that's something to look forward to over the next 7 days. All right, here's the brand new temperature outlook, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. It was issued today. It goes from the 25th through the 29th, and below average temperatures is expected across basically the eastern half of the country, and then a nice bubble of high pressure is going to be sitting over here in the west, and we're going to have a lot of northwest flow across the area with continuous cool shots and some cold shots coming down, especially this weekend. We're going to have frost and freeze potential, I think, basically north of I-40. That's a good line indicator of where maybe frost and freeze possibilities could lie this weekend into early next week. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. It's not out of the ordinary, because especially up here towards southern Missouri, Arkansas, northern parts of Arkansas, into eastern Oklahoma, most of the average the last time it freezes, basically the average is right around April 15th to 20th across basically northwest half of Arkansas into parts of Oklahoma, southern Missouri, back here towards Tennessee and Kentucky as well. Okay, so but if you're into eastern Arkansas and southern Arkansas, The average last freeze is late March, actually. So if we do get any frost or freezes down that way, it will be a lot later than normal across the area. Okay. All right, these are possible high temperatures on Saturday. Low to mid 50s across northern Arkansas, maybe around 60 northeastern Arkansas. Upper 50s in Tennessee. Low or upper 40s to around 50 in Kentucky. Mid to low 40s in parts of Illinois. Get up to Iowa. It's in the upper 30s to around 40, maybe low 40s as well. Right around 50 to 51 around Springfield, Missouri. Upper 40s around St. Louis. So this cold air is coming. Like I said, this is going to be 20 to possibly 30 degrees below average for this time of year. So now what are we looking at for lows possibly on Sunday morning? You can see, look at this. We got teens, we got single digits up here in Minnesota. Freezing lines all the way down through central parts of Missouri, in through Louisiana. We have frosty conditions possible around in Kentucky, possibly far northern parts of Tennessee, maybe northern Arkansas and the Ozarks here. Most of southern Missouri as well, back into Kansas. And then look at this. You got 40s all the way down to almost southern Alabama, 40s around Atlanta as well for lows. So well below normal for this time of year. Now, as we get into Monday night, if you cut or Sunday night into Monday night, here's the conditions for Monday night, or sorry, Monday morning when you wake up. Upper 30s, southern parts of Missouri, northern Arkansas, 40s to low 50s, all the way down to mid Louisiana through mid Texas, upper 30s, northeastern parts of Georgia, 30s, 30s to low 40s, Tennessee, mid 30s, even in Kentucky. Let's go out east here, and of course the mountains are going to be colder. Probably upper 20s to around 30. And then you got 40s all the way through to the basically the Atlantic Ocean and the Carolinas. Unless you're right along the coast, you're probably mid 50s or so along South Carolina and the Georgia coast here for Monday. Alrighty, that's all I've got. I'm going to recap the severe weather for tonight into tomorrow morning. Big line of storms is going to keep developing. A lot of scatter storms right now, but a big line is going to develop later tonight across Kansas into southeastern parts of Nebraska, and then march their way through Iowa and northern parts of Missouri as we go throughout the night. There's going to be a rogue supercell or two across Oklahoma. It looks like the latest guidance is going to ride it up the I-44 corridor to southwestern Missouri before it dies out. And then more storm development as we go into tomorrow across this area. And we're looking probably mostly an afternoon event to afternoon to night event tomorrow across southern Missouri and through Arkansas. And especially in Texas here, you're going to have multiple waves of severe thunderstorms, I believe. And it's basically this front's going to kind of stall out a little bit. We're going to have a low-level jet kick in overnight Thursday, and we're going to have a lot of rain possible across this area as well. Okay? Stay safe out there. Know what you need to do in case a tornado comes. Basement is preferable. Otherwise, in the interior room of your house, get the most walls between you and the outside if possible. Okay? Also, when a severe thunderstorm is coming, and especially the next few days, there's going to be some very large hail with it. Upwards of 3 inches in diameter is possible, especially over tonight into tomorrow as well. So please stay weather aware. Have a way to get warnings. We are still giving away no weather radios over in the supporter hub on Facebook and in the member hub on YouTube. We're giving no weather radios by Midland We've been giving them away all month. In the month of April, every Saturday, we're giving some away. So if you're not a member or a supporter, if you're not a member on YouTube or you're not a supporter on Facebook, it starts at $4.99 a month. It's cheaper than most of your coffees out there, and cheaper than some dozen eggs out there as well. So and it just depends on what area. But on YouTube, there's different or different ways to support the work we do for you as well. Just click that join button, and then you can pretty much pick what you want. All right. So we appreciate all our supporters and members out there. Continues to support us and the work we do for you all. So we really thank our supporters and members out there. We thank you all for watching, and please stay weather aware, especially over the next 3 days. And then this weekend, it's going to get cold across parts of the area.